I want you to be leaders to protect the world. Leaders like lions, self-reliant, courageous, majestic, and just. Lion is the king of animals, and I want you to be king among men.
Sairam, and welcome back. To those of you just joining us today, welcome. We're so happy to have you. We've got such a good crowd energized this morning. It's day 2 of ZYAF. And we have lots of exciting activities and workshops planned for everyone. A reminder that the full agenda is in the welcome guide if you haven't already seen it. The bhajans were so energizing. I hope everyone's really excited and refreshed for day 2.
How is everybody doing this morning? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. How is everybody doing this morning? There it is.
Awesome. A couple announcements before we get started. First, let's give all the volunteers a huge round of applause. This event wouldn't be possible without all the work that all of you are doing, and we just want to really say thank you for everything that you're doing. Another announcement, cars should not be parked on the grass. If anyone has a car parked on the grass, please move it as soon as you possibly can. All cars should be parked in the parking lots. If you haven't already registered, please contact the registration team and get that squared away. And we have gifts for you all. If you haven't collected your pen souvenirs, please do that as well. All right.
All right, so before we delve fully in, are you all pretty comfortable? Yes? Look to your right, look to your left, see familiar faces, yes? Okay, now stand up. We're gonna play head and shoulders, knees and toes. No, I'm just kidding, we're not. Can you please take 3 steps to your left, 3 steps to your right, switch places with people, sit next to someone you don't know. And then be seated in 5, 4. I haven't seen very many people switch places.
Move around. You should be sitting next to somebody you don't know.
All right. It looks like we've moved around. Everyone go ahead and settle down. Awesome. The ladies have got it. I don't know. Dr. Govind yesterday said something about the guys not being as quick as the ladies. I'm just kidding. All right.
All right, awesome. Get comfortable. We're about to play some trivia. So I have some quick trivia from you about yesterday's talk. Hopefully you were all paying very close attention. First question. Dr. Suresh shared yesterday that Swami says, I am not interested in your ability, not interested in your capability. I am interested in what? Awesome.
Very nice.
Nice job. All right, question 2. Happiness is? Awesome. We don't fall in love with Swami, we? Awesome. Everybody was paying very close attention. Very nice, very nice.
Very cool. A little more trivia for you all. Do you all know what the 5 B's were that we were asked to bring with us? I've heard bottle and badge. Book, okay. Bedding. Beverage mug, well done. So speaking of those badges that we brought with us, I totally have one, it's in my purse. Clap if you're using your badge from a party event. Okay. Clap if you're using your badge from a regional event. Okay. And how about from the last Zonal Youth Conference? That one didn't win the majority. The regional event did, however. Most of us did bring our badges from the regional events, so that's pretty cool. Thank you for making this a zero-waste event. We would like to welcome back Brother Satheeshan. Brother Satheeshan Siva currently serves as the Young Adults Coordinator for Zone 1 of the SSIO, the Sathya International Organization. Having been born into a Sathya family, he grew up attending SSE classes in Australia and first joined the YA program in Sydney, Australia, then continued his involvement after moving to New York, USA, where he currently resides. He has actively served in several roles in the SSIO, including being former National Young Adults Coordinator for the USA, as well as former Center President, Devotion Coordinator, and Young Adult Representative for the Sathya Center of Manhattan. He is grateful to have been involved in a number of offerings and projects over the years, and to serve as the member of the International Young Adults Committee and the Sathya International Leadership Program for the Young Adults Committee. He is also a graduate of the inaugural class of the Sathya International Leadership Program for Young Adults in 2015. Satheeshan has a BSc in Computer Science from the University of Technology in Sydney, and he is a management professional specializing in delivering digital and technology transformation initiatives. Please put your hands together for Brother Satheeshan.
My loving and heartfelt salutations at the lotus feet of our dearest and beloved Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Dear Swami, may you continue to shower your blessings and grace on all of us this weekend. Respected elders, esteemed guests, fellow young adults, soon to be young adults, dear brothers and sisters, a loving Sai Ram to you this morning. Sai Ram. I'm not sure if everyone had their coffee. Loving Sai Ram. Sai Ram. A little better. Loving Sai Ram. Sai Ram. Amazing. I think I woke you all up now, for those who didn't have coffee yet. Another welcome again. I had a brief welcome last night. That was light introduction to the program. I know many of you weren't here. Approximately 90 of you were still in transit. So this is now our official welcome and opening ceremony that we are really excited to launch and open. Dear brothers and sisters, I want to welcome the over 300 young adults that have come from not only all parts of our zone, but even from outside of our zone. So welcome. We are very, very, very happy to see each and every one of you here. Know that whatever the thought, the coincidence, the circumstance that led to you coming to this festival, it was you who was personally handpicked by our dearest Swami to be here. Brothers and sisters, have no doubt about that. Swami has said that not even an insect can enter Prashanti Nilayam without his will. And when we come together at these events, we make this a Prashanti Nilayam here in Zone 1. I'd like to also acknowledge our past zonal and national young adult leaders that have joined us here today. Our young adult program would not be where it is today if it was not for their leadership that they provided during their terms. So I would like to acknowledge Sister Aparna Murali, our former Zone Young Adult Coordinator and National YA Coordinator for USA. Sister Lakshmi Jagannathan, also our former Zonal Young Adult Coordinator and National Young Adult Coordinator for USA. Sister Sangeeta Lakey, our first National Young Adult Coordinator for USA. We also are fortunate to have a couple of other former National Young Adult Coordinators here as well. They're currently serving terms as advisors, so next time we'll have to also acknowledge them for coming. But I very much appreciate the joining of our former leaders as well as those who are still continuing. Our program would not be where it is today if it was not for your leadership and all of your love and the inspiration that you gave us. So we are eternally grateful for that. I'd like to also acknowledge our senior SSIO officers that are here today, including our zone chair, Dr. Phil Goslin, member of the Prashanti Council, Dr. Bill Harvey, and of course, I'd like to acknowledge our guest speaker as well, Dr. Suresh Govind. We as young adults are forever grateful for all of the guidance and wisdom that you share with us each and every time that we have the opportunity to interact with you. And we pray that we continue to have several more of those opportunities if you continue to have the time to spare for us. So we are forever grateful. Wow, so Dare to be Divine, Zone Young Adult Festival 2019. Mel, we had said it's been over a year in the making, but in fact, when we looked back, it's actually been around 2 years in the making to get here. And it's truly been a program by the young adults, for the young adults, and for the young adults. Let me share an interesting statistic. So the other day when I was asking the teams for information, such as how many members are now in your team, it was amazing to see the enormity of this event. The number of young adults and adult volunteers that have come together to put this on, driven by their love of Swami. This is why we're all doing it, for our connection to Swami. He is our guide and light. Does anyone have any idea how many young adults took part in the organization of this program? Put your hand up if you think more than 20. Okay. Put your hand up if you think more than 50. 100? A few more? 120? Okay. So, yep, we have over 120 young adults took part in organizing this program. In more than 9 teams. We had more than 9 teams. And I say more than 9 because even in those teams, there were a number of sub-teams that, I didn't have count for. So what an amazing event. What a display of the enormity of the effort that it took to bring this. And an effort of love. It's a labor of love that we all went on. So some interesting statistics. We're in Zone 1. How many countries are in Zone 1? Too many. 12. Good. Can anyone name them? Canada. The Canadians say Canada. Great. Okay. Well represented by your national coordinator. Anyone else? USA. Americans say USA. Great. Okay. Trinidad. Barbados. Aruba, St. Kitts, Guyana, Jamaica, Suriname, Trinidad, we already had that. Curacao. We had Suriname. St. Kitts, St. Lucia. St. Martin. Wow, give yourself a round of applause. Great. I also think that is a great achievement because we had a number of us didn't know what Zone 1 was or what countries were in there. And now you can all name it. So give yourself a round of applause. That's amazing. That's great. We've made some great progress. So at last count, we estimate that we have over 3,000 to 3,500 young adults in Zone 1. That's amazing. 3,000 to 3,500 devotees, soldiers of Swami, messengers of Swami. Some interesting statistics about this festival. We have gender parity, 50-50%. Well, almost 50-50. We have one more brother. So, 50-50. We have young adults from all over the zone, from the Caribbean, Canada, USA, and we have 2 young adults visiting from outside the zone. So let's give them a round of applause for making the effort for coming out as well. We have young adults across every one of the age groups in the YA program. And particularly, we have a large number in the younger years. So that was very, very inspiring to see that so many of the young adults are coming into the program and are really, really connecting to Swami's message and the program itself. Some other interesting statistics. We already saw some of the name badges. We had quite a few different categories. Regional event badges were brought in, national event badges, SSILP, other events. I brought one from the Sadhana of Love. We have a couple of those leads here, so I hope that they're represent. Did you guys like that? Bring your badge. Was that kind of cool? Yeah. It was actually really amazing to see that all these different events that you had been to, and we're all bringing them back, and a great way to save the environment. Do our little part to save the environment. I'm not going to take up too much time. I'm going to get the timekeeping signal very soon, so I'm going to go very quickly. But this festival's also been part of a bigger story for our zonal young adult program. When I was doing the initial introduction in Canada and a couple of places, I was drawing a parallel to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this is what I meant by this. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe, does everyone know what the Marvel Cinematic, okay, cool. Anyone doesn't? Cool, okay, some of our seniors in the back. So, so Marvel Cinematic Universe is a bunch of superhero comic movies, superhero logo, so I thought it'd be appropriate to call it back. And it's broken up into 3 phases. Phase 1 is a whole bunch of movies, and it culminates in them all coming together as one team, the Avengers, Avengers. And then we have phase 2, a whole bunch of movies, they come together as a team. And phase 3, a whole bunch of movies, and they come together as a team. And that's the format. So I talked about our zonal young adult program as sort of being like that. So phase 1 was everything that was from the inception of national YA programs going up until ZYC 2013. That's when all these Avengers from all over the zone came together. And then we had phase 2, which was national, we had national festivals and conferences leading up to World Young Adult Conference 2016. And so this is phase 3. This is the Infinity War. No, this is the phase 3. So this is everything leading up until ZYAF 2019. So you're all Avengers in phase 3. And there's obviously going to be more. We're not going to talk about what's beyond this yet. There's a little teaser for tomorrow. But this is how we sort of see it. The program's been growing in leaps and bounds. We've had several international initiatives that have been totally embraced by young adults in our zone, and several other projects. It's just amazing to see the growth of this program and to see how we're going to grow from here as well. Just a couple of quick words before I wrap up. I remember when I was in the Manhattan young adult group. I'm still in the Manhattan young adult group, but we'd be sitting in one of our devotees' homes who offered his home graciously to have our YA meetings every month. and we'd have these amazing satsangs and study Swami's teachings and plan all these projects. But it was interesting. I remember just staying there at times, just becoming aware of what was going on. In the outside of those walls was the craziness, the hustle and bustle of New York City. Not the calmest city in the world. It's pretty much a rush outside. But yet, in the hustle and bustle of everything that's going on in those outside walls were these group of devotees who came together. Out of the 8 million people who lived in New York was a handful who knew of Swami, a handful of young adults. And that's the same here. Out of all the people in the zone, the millions and the billions in the world, each and every one of you chose to be here. With the craziness outside, you sought the stillness and the silence of Swami and your connection to him here. That is beautiful, brothers and sisters. You are daring to be divine. And so Matthew 20:10 in the Bible has a very famous quote. Many are called, but few are chosen. And thinking about those moments in the Manhattan Young Adult Group, and thinking about us here now, we are truly fortunate to not only have been called, but accepted that call from a young age. We accepted the call to dare to be divine, and we continue to accept that call. And so what is it that we've been called for? Though each of our paths is different, that is the way of spirituality. Swami has given us some hints from past young adult conference discourses that Swami gave to the young adults there at the time. Quote number 1 I want to share. Young people should consider the true purpose of life. They should get rid of all the impurities in their hearts. With pure hearts, they should embark on service at all times and everywhere. Hands in society, head in the forest. From today, develop an unwavering mind and a steady vision. That is the way to divinize the world. Another quote from Swami from World Young Adult Conferences. Modern youth are making every effort to know all that is happening in the world, but are not making any effort to understand the fundamental truth of human life. No benefit accrues from acquiring such information which does not lead you to the goal of life. There are thousands of intellectuals, scholars, and eminent educationists in the world today, but all the worldly knowledge and skills will be a mere waste if one does not know oneself. The primary duty of man is to understand who he really is. And the third quote I want to share, the third and final from Swami. Youth alone can transform youth. Youth alone can transform youth. Those are some hints from Swami for the answer to, if many are called but few are chosen, what is it we've been called and chosen to do? So dear brothers and sisters, let us not delay. Let us answer this call, accept this call, embrace this call, and continue in our spiritual journey. Continue to answer Swami's call. Continue to dare to be divine. In a quote yesterday I shared how Swami mentioned that time is the one thing that we cannot get back. And as young adults, we are truly grateful and truly, truly blessed to have this opportunity to start our journeys young. Swami gives one example. He says, starting your spiritual journey young is like getting an airport ticket. Who flew here? Okay, so how many of you booked last minute? By last minute, okay, how many of you booked within the week before you got here? Cool. How many of you booked like 3 months before? How many of you booked a year, like 6 months before? Cool. So 6 months. How stressed were you guys on a one? Were you stressed? No, okay. 3 months, stressed? 1 week is stressed? Raise your hand, maybe a little bit stressed. Yeah, I see a couple. So Swami gives an example of that. He says, starting your spiritual journey young is like that. I'm going to paraphrase because some of these things weren't around when Swami said it. It's like, Starting a spiritual journey young is like this. You know you have to go to Chicago for ZYAF 2019 when we sent out the email months ago. You log on to Priceline.com. Check out your flights. You log on to Expedia. You log on to Orbitz. All the different sites, and you compare them. You take your time to work out your best flight time, your best travel schedule. You put in your leave requests for those of you who are working, and you book. You get a reasonable price, one that you might feel is fair, and you you pack your bags early. You come to the airport and you come here. Scenario number 2: you wait till 4 days before. You have no idea what flights are going on. You're looking at them and you're stressed because it's expensive. You're trying to find the best deal. You're going like Cheapo Air. You're going to Expedia. What's going on? And you finally find one, but you're not really happy because it wasn't the best deal. And then you're scrambling because you're like, oh, have I got everything I need? These guys want 5 Bs from me. I don't have bedding. I don't know. Badge? What's it? What? And then you're scrambling and you're coming. Swami says spirituality is like that. Starting young is like the first scenario. It's like you're actually taking your time to get your tickets. You walk up to the airport, you packed your bags early and you get your flight. Second one, and your flight's guaranteed. Second scenario is like you're getting to the airport, you don't really have a ticket, you're trying to work out, and you're at the mercy of the elements and the variables. So which one would you rather be, scenario 1 or 2? Who would rather be scenario 2? Who would rather be scenario 1? Who'd rather be no scenario? You're like, none of these work for me, I don't want to fly. Okay. So, dear brothers and sisters, let us embrace this. We are lucky to have this opportunity. We are lucky to be able to go on a Priceline 6 months early, to pack your bags days ahead, and to get to the airport. Let us embrace this call as young adults. Before I wrap up, I'm not sure if we can put up the slide on social media. Just a reminder, we have a number of social media channels. For our zone at the top, you can see our social media channels for Zone 1. At Zone 1 Young Adults, we put a number of updates there, including this festival. We're putting up live story updates, live photos. And down the bottom are our World Young Adult accounts as well. They're all at Sai Young Adults. And if you're taking photos or videos, be sure to call us out at Zone 1 Young Adults, as well as use the official tags that we have, the hashtags. And we'll also be looking at those and possibly cross-posting some to our accounts as well. Brothers and sisters, wishing you all a very inspiring and uplifting festival. I pray that each and every one of you continues to grow on your path and continue to dare to be divine. Jai Sai Ram.